CIN 1417ZD chassis assembly. This is the 17.3-inch flip-down portable computer chassis we need to use. Chassis rear window. A display screen mounting plate. Keyboard mounting plate. Flip-down bottom plate. These are the main bulky items of a 17.3-inch flip-down laptop case. Let's start the installation. Install the rear window of the chassis first. Loosen the side screws and internal screws of the chassis. This allows you to plug into the rear window of the chassis. A dust screen is inserted between them. Then use tweezers to adjust the dust net to the appropriate position. Remove the cover and hinges of the rear window. Put them together. Secure it with a nut. The other side is also fixed to it. Next, insert the rear window cover into the rear window like this, and then fix it firmly with screws. Then use for 3x8 countersunk head fine-tooth screws to fix the side post, and then use 3x5 countersunk head coarse-tooth screws to fix the rear window panel. The second dust net is in this position. Let's put it together. To facilitate installation, we remove the hard disk bracket and graphics card holder. First remove the hard drive bracket. Then the graphics card holder is removed. Use screws to fix the dust-proof net, so that our rear window has been installed. Next, let's install the handle. Take off the 4 screws of the handle base. Put the handle on the base like this. Then install it in the position just next to the chassis. Secure it from the inside with a 4x12 countersunk head screw. This way the carry handle is installed. Let's install the screen buckle next. Place the buckle in a fixed position. Use a 3x6 shrapnel screw to fix it. In this way, the screen buckle is installed. Next, install our screen components. Take out the screen fixing plate. Remove the screen fixing card. Install the screen in. Remove the card. Then take out our 17.3-inch screen. Put it in a fixed position in this way. Then use a shock-absorbing gasket to attach it to the card like this, to protect the screen from shock absorption and stress. This is what it looks like after posting. Plug in the screen cable. Then use acetic acid tape to fix the cable interface firmly. Then install the card back on the screen fixing plate. This way the screen is installed. Let's install the speakers on both sides. Host switch. Screen next. Extend the horn line for him a little. Use a heat shrink tube to protect him after welding. The speaker should be connected to the screen tap, but the header on the screen tap is the header of a single row of 4 pins. Then we need to convert the connector for it.
2,000 years later.
Come back and install our speakers. Put dust nets on the left and right sides first. Pad a 2mm spacer. Put the speaker in the installation position. Use 2x8 countersunk head screws to fix the horn. The other side is also fixed in the same manner. Let's install the chassis switch next. First, install the chassis switch button on a fixed position, then fixing the switch on the switch button. Insert the switch connecting wire below. So the chassis switch is installed. Let's install the screen buttons next. This is the screen button to be used. Place the screen buttons in a fixed position, and fix it with screws. In this way, our screen buttons, box switches, and left and right speakers are all installed. Next, let's install the connecting pillar of the screen fixing plate. Then using special red glue for electronic appliances to fix screws and copper pillars, to prevent later loosening. Next, the keyboard fixing rotating shaft assembly is installed. Firstly, the short end is inserted into the fixing end with socket hexagon screw. Insert it in the same way on the other side. Then the screw is fixed to the keyboard rotating axis position. And fix it with socket screws from the back. So our keyboard hinge is installed. All the screens are installed. Next, we mount it to the chassis. Put the screen cable through this position. The speaker cable goes through this hole in the middle. The screen cable goes through this hole. The cabinet switch cable passes through this largest hole. Then the whole screen assembly is installed on the box body. Then secure the screen assembly using M3x6 glued shrapnel screws from inside the chassis. The rear window position is secured with M3x6 countersunk head screws. Now, our screen is installed. Next, take out the keyboard mounting plate and remove all the screws on it. After the screws are removed, remove the keyboard fixing plate. Take out our keyboards. Place the keyboard mounting position. Then replace the keyboard fixing plate, and fix it with screws. Put a 1mm spacer on the fixed bottom post of the keyboard PCB. A 1mm spacer is also placed on the PCB, then fix it with screws. Remove the keyboard LED, and put it in the installation position, fixed with screws. Then connect the keyboard indicator light and the keyboard PCB board with the keyboard indicator light connecting cable. In this way the keyboard is installed. Next, we install the touchpad. Install from the front of the keyboard. First insert the bottom of the touchpad in. Push the touchpad up again, so the installation is complete. Then take out the microphone. Separate the microphone from the PCB board first. Insert it into the microphone fixing member. Install a microphone dust screen. Then place the microphone in the installation position, and fix it with an M2x5 countersunk head screw. Place a 1mm spacer on the mainstay of the microphone PCB board mounting position. Then put in the microphone PCB board, and fix it with M2x5 countersunk head screws. Then connect the microphone to the PCB board. Then use special red glue to fix all the screws just now. So the keyboard assembly is installed. Next, we need to thread the wires of touchpad, keyboard, and microphone out of the inside of the cabinet. Take out the connecting cable first. Get out of this position. Stretch the thread. Connect the microphone first. Then connect the touchpad. Finally connect the keyboard. Secure the wire with a wire securing piece. After the wire is fixed, take out the screen and turn down the bottom plate. Install and then fix the keyboard shaft position with M4x8 round head screws. On the other side, too. This way, flip down the bottom plate and it's installed. Next, place the keyboard mounting plate on the flip down bottom plate. Then use M3x8 screws to fix. So the keyboard assembly is installed. Let's install the snap pad. Take out the buckle pad, place the installation position, and fix it with 2x10 screws. Take out the screen resolver. Install to the inside of the cabinet. Plug in the screen button cable, speaker cable, and screen cable in turn. In this way, our 17.3-inch flip-down single-screen machine chassis is installed.